Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm Joy, that is Steve, and we are here with the NFL predictions versus divisional round.
Yeah, this now it gets funner and funner.
Yeah, it's definitely something.
More,
First of all, we have history for myself. We have a perfect
mhm.
week in the record books.
Yeah.
John,
Unfortunately, it's not me or you.
yeah, I mean, big congrats to John on that one. I'm sad because I didn't play it the way that I'd wanted to because I knew that you'd never trust Dallas in the playoffs and that the Rams were going to be strong this year. I was playing for splits because I knew that he was approaching, so I was concerned. But John went 6-0 in the wild cards, and then Steve and I went 4-2, I believe, right?
Correct.
All right, which brings the full standings because I'm not separating them from regular season and post. I'm just combining everything all in one. Brings us to a very, very interesting clipboard of John and I at 179, 98, and 1 each, and then
Mhm.
166, 111, and 1 for Steve. So I am technically still in first. I thought, going into the divisional rounds, I thought that John passed me. I really
Yeah,
did. I didn't calculate it correctly. I thought that he has first place. We're tied.
scary.
So yeah, it's very scary, especially going into the divisional rounds because I made my predictions prior to doing the calculations, which I should not have, but I'm sticking with it. I talked to Jonas earlier today, and he said just have fun. Just like, all right, well, I will. And then Dad and I
Mhm.
also agree with the picks, so we'll see how it goes. But first things
Mhm.
first, what was your game of the week? I'm pretty sure we're gonna agree on this one.
Yeah, yeah. There were a lot of blowouts there.
There, yeah.
Yeah, but mine. I'm going to go with Cincinnati beating the Vegas there, despite that,
Ah,
despite the refs blowing that one call there in the second quarter there.
yeah. It was. I mean, of course, it came down to a referee's decision. In hindsight,
Mhm.
that was a really good game. I'm really happy for Burrow. I
Mhm.
didn't like Joe Mixon in that game. Dad
Mhm.
made a point of bringing that up too. He didn't really do that well in that game. It was all on Burrow's arm, which is great, but also kind of concerning going forward, considering who you're facing in the divisionals. For
Yeah.
me, my game of the
Mhm.
week is Dallas and San Francisco, even though I got that one wrong and is also my
Me
regret.
too.
Yeah, it's also
Yeah.
a regret. hmm But it was the closest, I think, of the two, and the ending made it game of the week because of how hilarious it was.
Yeah.
Like
Why didn't Dak give the ball to the ref instead of giving it to the center there?
my
It could
question, yeah, it could have. My question goes even further than that. Why did you run in the first place with 14 seconds left?
yeah,
That was a very questionable play call in my opinion, but it's what it is. But it made for a really interesting game and a funny result.
yeah.
So, and then of course the
I
the,
mean,
the Rams winning was a regret as well because they won so decidedly that it kind of made me feel dumb for trusting in
obviously,
Arizona.
yeah,
Arizona hasn't been the same since the Lions game, and I knew that. So I should have
yeah.
trusted in that more than JJ Watt's return.
Girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. Oh well,
yeah, happens. That's all right.
yeah.
So I am terrified of these upcoming games. So if you're ready,
We're good to go.
all right. First up, Cincinnati going to Tennessee, who will be having the return of Derrick Henry.
Yeah. The question is, how how was knee injuries hang hold up there?
Well, I think that
That's,
considering Cam Akers came back from an Achilles tear and put up 95 in his first game back, I
yeah,
would expect more of the same from Derrick Henry, if not even more dominance, considering he was kind of their offense for a while.
true. Yeah. Hopefully that bye week will help heal it up some more there. That's the
Yeah,
thing
I mean,
there. But
all rest is good rest, so I hope that he took that bye week and is
yeah,
even more well rested
but
for it.
still, it's a big concern to me there for the Titans there. Going against a powerful team like Joe Burrow and Mixon and Jamar Chase there.
Yeah, yeah, the combination of Burrow and Chase is going to be more difficult to manage, but I expect this to be more of a shootout, honestly, because I don't really trust either
True.
defense all that much to stop the other. So I think it's just going to be a more high scoring affair. I was watching some podcast thingy with Gabe and Cam on TV, and they were saying the opposite. I think they
Yeah.
said that they're expecting it to go under 30 points. I don't really know about that. I might disagree, but it'll be an
Oh,
interesting game.
yeah. But yeah, who's yeah. But with this game, I'm going to predict a big upset here. I'm going to take the Bengals to upset the Titans.
Oh boy, yep. You know what? Why not start off the week this way? It's sure. I went with Tennessee. I'm hoping for
Okay.
Cincinnati in a way because I do like their Cinderella story, and seeing Joe Burrow's rise would be really fun. But I have to trust with Tennessee. Tennessee has treated me well throughout the entire season, giving me two alone victories, and just trusting Derrick Henry is never a bad thing to do. So I'm sticking with the home team on this one, the homeland.
Okay. So we have a split on this.
Yep, immediately, right off the bat, straight out the gate.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
God, this is not going to be good for me in the end because John and I have two splits. I got his picks earlier, so I'm concerned. Next up, we have the Packers, whatever, hosting San Francisco.
Yeah. Uh, Obviously, we were praising the Niners their huge win there, but as far as Jimmy Garoppolo goes, there not only does he have the finger injury, now he's got a shoulder injury on top of that.
Uh, of course he does.
Mm-hmm. That could be a major setback for him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you would really go with Trey Lance and trust the rookie in this kind of situation,
True.
but you might have to if
Yeah,
Garoppolo is truly
but
going to not be healthy enough to go.
yeah, especially in the cold weather of Lambeau Field, there it could be
That's
really
true.
difficult to throw for him.
The weather is definitely going to play a factor, all things
Mm-hmm.
considered. And typically, I like to go with whatever team has the better run game in that kind of
Mm-hmm.
instance. And unfortunately, that would also probably be Green Bay.
Obviously.
Yeah, I forget his name now. Starts with a D.
Yeah,
Frick. Anyway, he's a really strong runner. I like him,
yeah, true. And
despite
uh,
for who he plays for.
yeah, the one for the Niners there. Trying to remember his name there.
Yeah,
Hang
I
on,
don't.
I'll go
Yeah, thank you.
go
I
for it.
was going more for the other guy on Green Bay, not Aaron Jones, but Aaron AJ Dillon. There we go.
Oh, okay, there we go. Mm-hmm.
He's not the starter as far as I know. Yeah, Aaron Jones is the starter, but I like AJ Dillon.
True.
He's one of those
Yeah.
bigger style backs, like almost fullback style, but from a running back position.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So anyway,
I'm
resetting.
trying to think about their that their guy who Debo Samuels. That's who I'm
Oh
thinking of for the
yeah.
Niners.
Did you see his interview with that kid after the game?
Nope.
That was it was a
God.
really really cute interview. He was being interviewed by some kid for the Nickelodeon thing. It was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, they're if you want one quarterback to trust, they're in the divisional round. That's obviously going to be Aaron Rodgers for me there. So obviously, I'm taking the Packers
Yeah, I
to
I
start.
have I have hope for San Francisco because I do like Nick Bosa a lot and that defense is kind of strong. But I think that there's going to be a big time difference between facing Dallas and facing Green Bay. I mean, from a sheer coaching perspective, to say nothing of the actual talent on the field. So I have to agree with you, unfortunately, and I'm also taking the Packers.
Mhm.
I don't like it, but I'm not dumb, so I have to.
Yeah,
All right, now we begin.
on the
Yeah, we begin the Sunday games and my sadness. We have the Rams and all of their stars going
mhm.
to Tampa, who's a little bit battered and bruised.
Yeah, true. This one could be tough for Brady to face there. Because remember when they met in the regular season there, the Rams just totally dominated Brady and the Bucks there.
Yep, they did. They gave them a thorough uh, swatting.
Yeah, true.
It wasn't fun to be a
Uh,
Bucks fan that night.
yeah,
I would
true.
know. I had one in my Discord server during that game, and it was fun for everybody but him,
Hmm.
pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously the Rams are going to be a far different team for them to play for uh, rather than playing the Eagles last week there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the level of competition is really going to be ramped up
True.
pretty heavily here. So, and then they do have more talent on the team than they did when Tampa faced them originally. But
Yeah.
also, I don't really anticipate OBJ being that big of a factor. To be fair,
No. No.
my only
True.
fear on this game is that the Bucks secondary is so damaged and weak that
Yeah. True.
measuring up to all of the firepower that the Rams have, it could be pretty difficult.
Yeah. Like I said the past couple of weeks, the only receivers they have are Mike Evans and Rob Gronkowski. That's it there.
Yeah, I'm editing a video for a Tampa fan currently, and it's pretty much he was saying the exact same thing that Tampa's offense consists of Rob Gronkowski, and that's pretty much it. Which yes, and then with Fournette still being out too, so not only is their secondary damaged defensively, but their offensive weapons are kind of depleted as well. So it's really
True.
just going to be on Brady doing whatever he can do with what he's left with. So
Exactly. But with me there, I'm going to pick another upset here. I'm going to take the Rams and Matt Stafford there to upset the Brady and the Bucks.
yeah, I figured as much. I against my better judgment,
Going back
going
to
going going back to that, I went ahead and I'm trusting Brady.
okay.
And my main reason for this isn't because I actually think that Tampa is going to win it, because I honestly don't. But I went with Tampa the first week of the season, and I said that they were going to go to the final game along with the Bills. So it felt wrong to kind of abandon that now. Now,
Yeah.
admittedly, I did make that pick before I knew that John and I were tied,
Yeah.
so I'm slightly regretting that now. But it felt wrong to not be loyal to what I chose.
Yeah.
So that's that's why I did that. Best of luck to both involved, and I just hope that Brady can be Brady because I find that when he gets embarrassed earlier on in the season and then he has to face you later, he
Mhm.
finds a way to make it happen. Last year he did that with New Orleans. They swept them in the regular season and then beat them in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
when it actually matters, he finds a way to win, and that's what I'm hoping he can muster up now with maybe like some no-name players off the bench or something. But they need some help if they're gonna actually make that thing work. So
True.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, and then the final game of the divisional rounds this week, we have Kansas City hosting Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Bills there made a statement there last week there
Molly
by
Whoppin. Yeah,
clobbering, double checking the Patriots
yeah,
there.
they absolutely mollywopped New England, and I'm glad that I didn't go for an upset on that one because that was actually one of the games that I was torn on.
Mhm.
So the fact that I actually went with Buffalo makes me happy because I would have been embarrassed again.
Yeah. True.
So
And obviously, Mahomes sent Ben Roethlisberger into retirement there with their big win.
I mean, yeah, but it, I don't know. They did win handily, but of course, one they did,
Mhm.
and two it was more the defense for me than Mahomes.
Yeah, true. So I imagine we'll be splitting again this week. There. So
Mm, probably.
yeah. So I'm gonna pick Mahomes and the Chiefs there to repeat what they did last year in the conference final there and beat the Bills there.
Yeah, I this is one of the risks that I actually can feel good about taking because I do believe in Buffalo more so than previously. But
Mhm.
I'm taking the Bills. I'm choosing to ride with them the entire season, like I am with Tampa. So we'll see how that
Yeah.
one turns out. I think that they can learn their lesson. They did that with New England, right? When they faced New England earlier on in the year, and it was cold, and they couldn't win because
True.
they didn't know how to run the ball. And then last week they completely dominated. So I think that they can recover from last year, learn from their mistakes, and hopefully not repeat them.
No.
And then they can actually beat Kansas City and we can move on. And if they can, and if my predictions are right, then Buffalo and Tennessee is going to be a really fun game to watch
True.
again.
Yeah.
Because if I recall that clip that I have of Derrick Henry stiff arming Josh Norman into another dimension was when Josh Norman was on the Bills team. So they've met before. I don't remember exactly how that game went,
Yeah.
but it was a fun one. So
Mm-hmm.
we shall.
Your favorite gift of last year.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Thank you.
Mhm.
So we will see how all that goes. I'm hoping that this is the Bills' year, so to speak.
Yeah.
I know that they always say that, but I
Yeah.
think they got something special. But so does Cincinnati, and I think that Cincinnati is building something for the future. But I don't know if
Yeah.
the future is now exactly because they're going to
True.
have to go through Tennessee, and if they do that, then they're going to have to either go through Buffalo or Kansas City, and it's going to be tough
True.
regardless.
Yeah.
So,
And how did John make his picks there?
yes, John's picks are Kansas City, Tennessee, LA, and Green Bay.
Okay.
So that's unfortunate. So you have one alone game with Cincinnati, and then
Yeah.
I have two
Okay.
with Buffalo and Tampa, which
Okay.
I'm frightened a little bit, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to this weekend and seeing how it all plays out. I'm looking forward to the conference, and then
Mhm.
we only have two more episodes of this thing left.
True.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. How? Where does the time fly?
I know, right? It's just like I don't know. It doesn't feel like 2022. It doesn't feel like it's almost the off season. It's weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyway, that is going to do it for this one. Check out the links down below for all the usual stuff.
Mhm.
And let us know in the comments who your picks are for the divisional rounds. Send me the good vibes for Tampa and Buffalo because I need that.
Mhm.
And we will catch you guys next week for the conference championships.
Thank you. I'll see you next week.